Good evening, all. So we have come back with our famous introduction about the truth. What is the truth, and what do we know about the truth, and why some people are always looking to find the truth. This is a very interesting topic that a lot of people has been thinking about for a long time. What is the truth, and what is reality, and what is right, and what is wrong? So it has always been in the human mind to try to think about the environment around him and to try to establish some kind of facts or some kind of theoretical models or some kind of understanding that can help him understand the environment around him. And to do that, he has built some kind of tools and some kind of frameworks and some kind of maps, drawings, and so on to try to imitate the truth on the ground. So as a young child, you always try to think, where does the TV characters come from? You look at the TV and maybe you think they are actually acting outside the frame of on the backside of the frame of the TV. So you always think about different things around you, and you always wonder how things work, and you always think it would always be fascinating for a child to know that if you turn the knob, water will fall down, and if you turn it off, water will stop falling down. So the child is always in a curious and in a continuous state for understanding of the environment around him. So by the time he grew up, he established some truth, and he started to establish his understanding of the environment around him. And sometimes he believed these things are truth because they affect his livelihood and his life. So if you told him a knife, the knife is a sharp tool and it might harm you, and he has experienced that feeling, he would always be careful while using the knife, because he has experienced the feeling of being of a small cut. He has experienced the feeling of a small injury, so he will always think about that the knife is a sharp tool. So experience is one of the way of finding the truth. And for him, this is the first level, that he knows that experience is a way for me to understand the truth around me and the facts around me, around different environments in the world. And the second thing, that I need the knife. In many cases, it's a useful tool, so I need to know about the nature of the knife. So he established two things. This is a truth, and I need to know about this truth, or I need to know about this thing, and I need to know about the facts of this thing because it can be useful. This is something that I can use in my life. But there is another way of truth, or information, or of knowledge that people actually believe in, and they believe that this is something that happens, and believe this is something that is highly true. And some of it they have never experienced, and some of it they have a very strong belief about it, and some of it they have a less vehement belief. And let me say examples like the number of people in Vietnam, or how does the map of China looks like. If you ask someone, do you really think this is the truth? He will tell you there is one source that is telling this truth, and there is another source that is telling the truth, and there is a third source that is telling actually the map of China is that much, and the population of China is that much. And I highly believe that this is the truth about China, and I can build some of my estimation and some of my plans and some of my understanding of the world based on this strong belief. However, it really does not matter for this person or for this individual if China was 1,300,000,000 or 1,299,000,000. So it does not affect his life greatly, but it might really affect that for a governor in China who is responsible for the livelihood of 80 million people, and he thinks that he should know he should plan for 80 million people or for 90 million people, and he have a clear understanding that this is the actual facts on the ground, and he had to plan for that. So for him, that that for a person living outside China, it was just an information that he can believe it. He can believe he can believe that it's the truth. But for a government in China, he should know this is the truth, and his level of belief should be at a much higher level. So that's an example. Now, telling stories and telling about different things that happen around us and different things that we choose to believe in. Some of it is religion, some of it is associated with stories, some of it associated with metaphysics. So let's talk about aliens. Some people believe there are other people and other creatures are living outside the world, and they are much smarter than us, and maybe they can actually one day harm us, or maybe they can actually living in other planets. So it would be impossible, and the evidence they have, the planet Earth is one planet among many thousands and maybe hundreds of thousands of planets across many galaxies. Do you think that we are the only planet that have life on it? So a lot of people actually think there would be definitely other creatures somewhere else, and they are living happily, but we did not know them, we did not see them, so we believe that they do not exist. So this is a very good example, and some people choose to believe that this is the truth, and we have actually to look for life outside Earth. And some people say it's actually just a waste of time, you should not try to do this. So it's highly dependent on the person and what he chooses to believe, and based on what he thinks. So some people think that the Earth is not sustainable. It would be we would be out of resources at some point in the future. So it's very important for us to try to look for additional resources in other planets. So this is one way of looking at it. And other people say no, the Earth is the only thing that we have been given, and we have to cherish that, and we should not look for anything outside. And this is a good example for it, is what people said: can human run a marathon under 1 mile under 4 minutes? So this is the challenge. Can someone run a mile under 4 minutes? That was a very famous challenge, and there was many scientific talks around it that yes, people can't actually humans can't run 1 mile under 4 minutes. This is beyond human capabilities. This is actually, it's scientifically proven that humans can do it. Until one man has managed to break this scientific belief and has shown that actually with training, with exercise, with focus, you can achieve this goal, and you can actually break the 4 minutes barrier, and you can run a mile under 4 minutes. So that was an established scientific fact that has been broken by a human being, and so on. So when you look at things, you have to think, what is the truth, and what do I need from this truth, and what do I actually believe is the truth, and what is the level of need for that. And based on that, you would be able to interact with the world in a very comprehensive and inclusive way, and you would be able to narrow your conflicts and to narrow your misunderstanding on things that you need most rather than on things that you do not need. So we see a lot of time many arguments around the world happening, and sometimes many conflicts happening around the world because someone has actually interfered with someone else's perception of the truth, and he told him that this is not the truth, and both of them, this truth actually does not affect their lives, and they just keep fighting about it without understanding what is the need for us about this truth. And for some people, this thing is highly important and it can touch a lot of feelings, and for other people it's less important. So as an advice for me is that you should always be able to think about different things around you in this context. What is the truth? What do I believe is the truth? And what do I need from this the truth? And if you manage to build this framework for different information that you get from the environment around you, you would be able to interact smoothly with the greater world around you. So if you choose that we believe in this religion, and we strongly believe in this religion, and we want to adopt this lifestyle, yes, and you say we need this lifestyle because it can create a cohesive society for us. This is what our parents and families has been doing for years, and this is what we believe is the truth, and we need this because we think there is this is some kind of a framework that can spread justice across the globe. This is a framework that can spread good ethics. So if you strongly believe in that, you should stand for it, but you should say, I strongly believe in it, and I strongly believe this is the truth, rather than just trying to imposing your vision of the truth on others. Because if you just impose your vision of the truth on others without, let me say, with the desire to create a conflict, and without any actual need for this conflict, or any actual, let me say, any actual understanding of other versions of, or other perceptions, or other viewpoints of or other viewpoints, you will be ending up in a conflict. Now, sometimes we reach the stage where some people mix reality with the truth, and if they mix reality with the truth, this can be somehow tricky, especially for the people who are youngsters, or who are growing up. So imagine that I'm teaching the map of the world for a group of young people. So I tell them, this is the map of China, this is the map of USA, and this is the map of Mars. But Mars is a country that only exists in my map, and Mars has around 3 million people, and these people are much taller than human beings, and they have special abilities. If you teach this for a kid, he would first of all believe you that China is a country, and that is that this shape is the map of China, because he will never check that. And the USA is a country, and this is the map of USA, and this is Mars is a country, and this is the shape of the country Mars, and this is what we know about Martians, the people who live on Mars. So based on that, and based on this thinking, we should be careful, especially when we are, let me say, when we are teaching young people about different information, and they are in a situation where they just want to receive information about the world, and they want to understand our understanding of the world, and they don't have the ability to think for themselves yet, or they don't have the ability to question everything they know or they hear. So based on that, I strongly believe that we should be careful with what, and I strongly believe that there should always be a trusted sources that people can go for, and that people can look for, and that people can give them some kind of assurance and some kind of confidence about the information they get. So this is my view on the truth. Always remember the three frameworks and the three sentences that I say. What do I think is the truth? What do I need from this the truth? And what do I believe is the truth? And based on that, you should always link the truth with something that you have experienced. You should link what you believe is the truth with something that you are getting from many resources, and you think you need this for your life. And you would always choose the things that you need in your life, and you build it in order to plan better, and in order to build a better framework and better thinking capabilities. That's my view on the truth. But I think also it's very important, when you question the truth, that you have the capability to live your life questioning things, while on the same time live your life happily. And you should always try to find things that matters for you, And I am 100% sure that things that matters for you, things like water and food, would always, actually your needs would always reflect a greater significance about the truth than any other elements. So you would never say I will live without water, because you would end up feeling thirsty and you would want to drink water. So based on that, build your understanding of the truth around you, build your understanding of the things that you need to believe are the truth, and always try to think about your needs. And at the same time, you should be able to separate between what I have experienced as the truth and what I think or I believe is the truth. And based on that, I wish you all a great evening, which I think is the truth. I'm not sure if this evening is great or not, but this is something we say and we are used to say, and we are not going to question that. So I will wish you a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, and with a new and interesting topic. Maybe I could not cover the topic in a proper way, but I think this can give you a general framework of my thoughts. I wish you a great day, and we see you tomorrow. 8:45 in English, 8:30 in Arabic Amman time. Take care.